Today on Conversations with Body and Mind, your health and wellness online directory for professionals, we are chatting to Anthea Hartwig. Now, Anthea works on Kahuna Massage. Good morning, Anthea. How are you doing?
Aloha, Antoinette. Very well, thank you.
And not only are you a long time friend of Body and Mind and have been coming for years, you and I are also quite connected, being my Kahuna teacher for my last 4 years, which is amazing work, and really I'm passionate about doing Kahuna. So I'm very excited to chat to you.
Mahalo. Me too.
Anthea, what was your adventures and what brought you to discovering to doing Kahuna?
I imagine, as with many healers, it was through my own health and healing journey. So, contracting chronic fatigue syndrome very young and having very little support or guidance from the medical profession, who very much said that I would live with it for the rest of my life, never exercise again. So that's very much what got me into alternative healing. I began that journey with studying reflexology. I became a Reiki master. I became very interested in nutrition. And then very much through serendipity and definitely life purpose and my calling, I crossed paths with Kahuna about 23 years ago in Australia.
Yeah, that's quite amazing. Let's go straight into Kahuna. So you went to Australia, it crossed your path. What is it that you discovered firstly that triggered you that this is what you want to do about Kahuna?
Well, very often through serendipity, good fortune, and many other forces at play, people cross paths with Kahuna. And so I met somebody in Australia who offered to give me one at a time where I was at a crossroads. So the work very often will come into people's lives when they are in some kind of transition in their lives. I had the fortune of experiencing one on a yacht around the Whitsunday Islands, and every single thing that had happened in my life up until that point came into a perfect alignment. Is the only way I can explain that. And through this beautiful healing and first experience with Kahuna, and was introduced to my teacher, Meta Sorensen. She has one of the most renowned Kahuna schools internationally. So I was very privileged and fortunate to be introduced to Metta and to begin, firstly, my own personal healing journey, experiencing a complete recovery, which in itself is remarkable, of chronic fatigue syndrome. All these years later, at 49, having more vitality, more mana, and more life force than I even did in my early 20s.
Great, Anthea. And where is she based in Australia?
So when I started with Meta, I trained on the Sunshine Coast. She now has just inland from Noosa. She has a beautiful retreat center in Kin. It's called High Spirits Retreat Center. So I initially did 5 levels of instruction with her. She then introduced her level 6 2 years later, which I hopped back to Australia to share with her. And I then very patiently waited 9 years for her to share the next level, level 7, which I did in 2010 with her and taught for the first time in 2016 in South Africa.
Fantastic. Well, now tell us, what is Kahuna Massage bodywork? Where does that come from? What is the history of Kahuna, and what does it really entail with regards to working with the body?
So the work is Polynesian in origin. Kahuna Massage specifically originates in Hawaii. My kahu and the person who brought the work to the world is Abraham Kawai. How Kahuna is unique as a bodywork is that it it works on the mind, on the body, on the spirit while receiving the body work. So one of the fundamental premises of Kahuna is that all of our memory is stored in the body. And so body work and this very loving, honoring body work, this beautiful healing ritual is very much to assist, to clear and to heal and to release past memories of past trauma from the body so that we can release all of our old baggage. We can feel lighter. We can have mana flowing optimally through our bodies, and we can come into a new alignment with our authentic selves, come into a place of authenticity, find our place of belonging on this planet here and now, and feel empowered to make a positive difference, not only in our own lives, but one person at a time, from our immediate families to our communities at large to our global ohana or community. So really the work is about positive change.
And what makes Kahuna such a different massage compared to any other massage? When people hear massage, they just think of people, rubbing oils. What is so different about Kahuna massage or body work?
Well, the majority of people who experience one will sit up and say that is unlike anything I have ever experienced before. It is very unique and so much more than a massage. So much so that we are referring to it more and more as a bodywork modality. There's a lot of ritual involved. There is connecting to breath. There is this beautiful connection to rhythm and dance. A beautiful description of Kahuna, which sums it up beautifully and succinctly, is that it is a dynamic dance of breath and life from the heart. So the work can be very dynamic and energetic and fast-paced, and it can be still and a slow dance. It's very much honoring the person who walks through the door, what their needs are, what they have come for. And there's this beautiful realignment that happens. So people sit up and they feel not only have they received loving touch and a profoundly effective healing massage and body treatment, but a lot of people will feel like they've just been on a 2-week holiday. There's this feeling of connection and lightness and coming back to true joy, which is the aloha spirit of this sacred Hawaiian bodywork.
I remember very clearly, Anthea, when I met one of the people that does Kahuna in Cape Town. It was 2005, and I was at some business network, and I met this amazing lady called Karen Kahuna, as you know. She was speaking about Kahuna massage, and I thought, I want to go and experience this. And I remember when she started, and when we work with the flying around the body, which is moving the energy, and then receiving the Kahuna, I knew when I got up from that bed, this is what I wanted to give to other people, because not only in my giving, I was also receiving. When I started doing massage, I realized that was an absolute dance of giving and receiving. And so with that, I would like you to tell us a little bit more of the training as well that you offer with Kahuna, and also not just the training to be a practitioner, but what it actually does as an individual to be on those courses, and how healing it is to be on course with you with Kahuna.
Well, that is so beautifully put, Antoinette. And this is, again, something which is so unique to Kahuna as a modality, is this beautiful giving and receiving. There's this mutual exchange of energy, very unique to receive in the process of giving. Something else that you also touched on, which I just want to also bring into play, is that we are working very much with energy. So there's It's an energy work, an energy modality as much as it is a physical healing modality. The trainings are very much created so as almost an initiation or rite of passage. Not that it's too intense or scary. In fact, it is. The trainings are filled with joy and celebration and homecoming. But the work is very much about each person who feels drawn to this work. As you say, you felt this is what I want to do. The work will very often speak to people's soul. And so the trainings are very much about becoming part of this very loving, supportive ohana. They're very much about your own process of healing. So much of the learning happens through your own personal experience. So they are very experiential. They are deeply connected to nature, bringing people back to this real appreciation of our connection to Mother Earth and how much we can both give and receive with nature. So they are very much about an immersion in nature. They are coming back to nurturing your body with delicious, life-giving food and lightening up. This is something which has always really spoken to me about Kahuna and the Hawaiian approach to life, that it's very much about a joyful celebration of life rather than being a very serious path. As much as it is deeply spiritual and sacred, it is light-hearted and joyful. And the trainings are very much about bringing each individual back to that first and foremost.
Yes, I remember with my first training with my level 1 that it was so nurturing and healing, and the amount of growth that I did personally in that time and working with the Kahuna principles, the 7 Kahuna principles, and you could maybe run through them just after this because it is so powerful. I also found it to be hugely connecting, especially after we've done a training. There's a huge Kahuna Ohana family that then is available for us to work together and give and receive. And also during the time of the trainings is the food and how we're concentrating on what we are taking in and to really detoxing the body, so that while we are doing this body work that we are in total receive and not having toxins from coffees and meats and things like that, which is so important to feel that revitalizing energy once you've worked with Kahuna.
Absolutely. So there is this realignment and healing, reprogramming, I guess, that happens on a cellular level. The diet that we choose and is all part of this lightening up. Releasing that which no longer serves us. Making mindful, healthy choices around food is certainly supportive of this process of letting go and lighting up.
Lighting up. And then the courses are more or less a 3-day course, and then as you advance in going into level 4, 5, they become more residential courses. Is that correct?
Yes, so all of the retreats used to be residential, and then through my own life changing, becoming a mother, it gave me a newfound respect for the juggling, as much as people may feel a calling to this work. So to make it more accessible, we now teach the level 1 and 2 trainings as a non-residential experience, and this is just to make it a more manageable, gentle step in. So the level 1 and 2 starts at lunchtime on a Thursday, and it would then be an all-day Friday to Sunday immersion. And then from level 3, I think people are more committed if they continue to go deeper with the levels. It's very nice to retreat. We always find magnificent venues and to get away from roles, responsibilities, and to be able to immerse fully for oneself and to connect more deeply with the teachings. And I really feel that the 7 Huna principles is almost another conversation. I really don't know how to touch on them and to be succinct, but more to say that we are working with the psychology and that the work is very much about a lifestyle practice and leaving each participant with tools so that when you go back into your world, you can recreate and form new habits and have these very simple yet effective tools like the 7 Huna principles principles, like the huna dancing, like the chanting, that can keep your mana activated, that can keep your connection very dynamic and vital.
You are correct. It will take a whole nother conversation, which I definitely think we should have, about the 7 principles, Kahuna principles. I would like to touch a little bit, just a little away from Kahuna, but not quite, because it is hugely connected to Kahuna, is the Ho'oponopono work that you are doing. You also do retreats in Magaliesberg, and how that connects with Kahuna.
Absolutely. The Ho'oponopono work is very resonant for many at the moment and so well received. So we're very excited to bring these retreats to Durban and to Cape Town as well. My sense is the retreat operates very much as the other ones do, but this is a very beautiful invitation to people who are maybe not interested or a little bit daunted by the bodywork aspect of the other Kahuna trainings. So again, an opportunity to enjoy delicious food, to come into this beautiful sense of and celebration of ohana, this feeling of homecoming, and to focus specifically on the Ho'oponopono practice, which is very much about clearing, letting go of the past, coming into a sense of lightness through acceptance, through forgiveness, and coming back to gratitude. So this is very much the practice that we then add into the Ho'oponopono retreats.
Great, thank you for that, Anthea. And you run the Aloha Life Center. Would you tell us a little bit more about your center and where you're doing your trainings and how people can get hold of you?
Absolutely. So the Aloha Life Center began, over 20 years ago. And that was with me pioneering it, doing it solo, and really coming to realize the limitations as well as the isolation of doing it solo. So we have grown into a group of 6 amazing individuals. They happen to be women, all of them. And so this is really how we can bring the work to Durban, bring the work to Cape Town, bring the work to any area. Please contact us. We are wanting to make this work accessible, to spread the Aloha spirit. So we are currently a group of 6 women collaborating, all of us feeling a soul calling to the work. The actual center is currently still based in Johannesburg. We have Claire Gibson, who is now Sheffield Beach, KwaZulu-Natal, anchoring the work there. And then the beautiful Nicole Antoni is bringing the work to Cape Town. So the Aloha Life Center is our Facebook page. Mid-September, we'll have our website launched. Made some changes now that we are a collaboration. For now, probably simplest to contact me if you have any direct questions on 073 617 5224. My email address is morehunamagic. That's all lower caps. More Huna with an N, HUNA magic @gmail.com.
Fantastic. And please don't forget to go to our website, which is www.bodyandmind.co.za, and you can put in the search bar Anthea Hartwig or Kahuna, and all of our Kahuna practitioners that is listed on our Body and Mind website will pop up. If you're looking for somebody or you would like to do the training, you could contact Anthea on those details on the Body and Mind website, as well as now the Body and Mind app, which you can download on Android or iPhone, and you can find all our practitioners, modalities, advice, tips, all in the palm of your hands. Don't forget to like and subscribe and request to be notified for our next extraordinary conversation, or you can go to www.bodyandmind.co.za to find our interviews and conversations on there. Thank you very much, Anthea, for a lovely conversation. Look forward to maybe doing another one with regards to the 7 Kahuna principles.
Mahalo. I would love that.
Mahalo.
And aloha.
Aloha to you. Thank you.